Before cameras even rolled on Bullitt, Steve McQueen was already living like Detective Frank Bullitt. Obsessed with authenticity, McQueen shadowed real-life San Francisco homicide detectives to learn how they moved, talked, and worked a case. He wasn't just memorizing lines, he wanted to be a cop. But his biggest preparation? The car. McQueen trained with stunt drivers and insisted on doing much of the chase himself. That legendary Mustang GT, he learned how to push it to the edge, drifting corners, mastering downshifts, and handling high-speed turns through real city streets. The bruises on screen? They were mostly real. McQueen wasn't just playing cool, he was cool, because he put in the work. That's why Bullitt feels so raw, so grounded. You're not watching an actor, you're watching a man who became Bullitt.
And today, we're spotlighting a movie that didn't just leave skid marks on the streets of San Francisco. It left them on the history of movies itself. We're talking about Bullitt, the 1968 crime thriller that catapulted Steve McQueen from movie star to screen legend. At the heart of the film is Frank Bullitt, a San Francisco cop who doesn't talk much, but when he moves, people pay attention. Unlike the loud, brash detectives of his time, Bullitt is reserved. He's the type who speaks with a glance, not a monologue. McQueen didn't just play Bullitt, he was Bullitt. The cool composure, the simmering tension, the calm under fire, it's all there. And it was no accident. McQueen personally crafted every detail of Bullitt's character, from his wardrobe to his driving. That brown tweed jacket and turtleneck, he picked it. That no-nonsense attitude, pure McQueen. The plot is simple. Bullitt is assigned to protect a mob witness. Things go sideways. The witness ends up dead. And Bullitt wants answers. But Bullitt isn't about twists and turns. It's about how it unfolds. There's no information dump, no overly dramatic courtroom scene, just pressure building slowly, tension boiling beneath the surface. Director Peter Yates lets the story breathe. He trusts the audience to keep up. You're expected to pay attention, to read faces, watch movements, and feel the silence between the lines. And somehow that restraint makes it all more thrilling. Now let's get to the reason Bullitt is burned into cinematic memory. The car chase. 10 minutes. Real streets, real cars, real speed. McQueen's Mustang GT 390 Fastback tears through the hills of San Francisco in hot pursuit of a black Dodge Charger. No CGI, no shaky cam, just skillful driving, tire-screeching stunts, and masterful editing by Frank P. Keller, who won an Oscar for cutting this scene. They used multiple Mustangs for filming, reinforced suspensions, and creative camera rigs. In fact, they mounted cameras inside the vehicles, something almost unheard of at the time. The result? You don't just watch the chase, you're in it. There's no musical score during the chase, just the engine growl, the gear shifts, and the brutal sound of rubber meeting asphalt. It's raw, it's real, it's relentless. And here's the kicker. McQueen did most of the driving himself. You can see his face behind the wheel. No stunt double. That kind of commitment raised the bar for action stars from that point on. Few films use a city like Bullitt uses San Francisco. Those sloped streets, shadowy alleyways, and industrial piers aren't just backgrounds. They shape the film's rhythm. Gotta admit, I love San Francisco. William A. Fraker's cinematography gives the city a hard, honest look. Sunlight glares off windshields. Fog rolls in across lonely highways. Every frame feels grounded. It's a cold, beautiful noir atmosphere. Not romanticized, not over-stylized, just a city pulsing with tension. And the music? Composer Lalo Schifrin, the same genius behind the Mission Impossible theme, delivers a jazz-infused score that's minimal and moody. The film doesn't drown in music, it uses it sparingly, giving you space to feel the suspense on your own. That restraint is part of Bullitt's power, and part of why it still feels so fresh. Bullitt doesn't rely on gadgets or one-liners. It gives you real police work. Watching, waiting, investigating, chasing leads, hitting walls. But this wasn't the standard in 1968. Back then, most cop films were theatrical. but Bullitt showed restraint, grit, humanity. That grounded approach inspired everything from the French Connection to Heat to Drive. Even The Dark Knight borrows from its mood and realism. Over 5 decades later, Bullitt still feels fast, lean, and relevant. Steve McQueen's performance has aged like fine bourbon, smooth, sharp, and full of bite. Did you know that Ford has released several special edition Bullitt Mustangs? There have been three main modern Mustang Bullitt editions: 2001, 2008, and 2019. And if you watch closely, you'll see echoes of Bullitt in nearly every serious action movie that came after. So if you're tired of overstuffed action flicks and looking for something that moves with purpose, precision, and undeniable cool, Bullitt still delivers. Let's face it, McQueen was a huge part of this. And that's why it's not just a great film. It's a turning point. A slow-burning fuse that exploded into one of the greatest moments in action cinema. So we're done for this one. Thanks for watching Review Lens. If you love discovering what made the classics legendary, more deep dives into movie greatness are just around the corner. And I want to hear from you. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more movie comparisons, retro reviews, and all things film. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and as always, see you on the next one. Save us a balcony seat and extra butter on the popcorn, please.
Racing, it's life. Anything that happens before or after, it's just waiting.